At this point, I imagine you've already seen that Donald Trump has released an NFT collection that he believes would make a good Christmas present. But there are two things that I think are very interesting to note that maybe you might not have seen in either the announcement or in the fine print. The first thing that I think that's very interesting to note is usually Donald Trump is extremely optimistic. That's one of his characteristics, is this idea that everything is great, it's amazing, nobody does it better, right? This pure confidence that Donald Trump generally portrays. However, in Donald Trump's major announcement post on Truth Social, announcing this NFT drop, he actually, in two circumstances, drops his ordinary enthusiasm. This is probably because in the past, he's actually disliked crypto. Even CZ, the founder of Binance and the CEO of Binance, whom I'm not the biggest fan of, but even CZ points out that Donald Trump didn't used to be a fan of crypto and all of a sudden drops an NFT collection? Seems odd. But look at Donald Trump's verbiage here. Major announcement, my official Donald Trump digital trading card collection is here. These limited edition cards feature amazing art of my life and career. Collect all of your favorite Trump digital trading cards, very much like a baseball card, but hopefully much more exciting. Go to collecttrumpcards.com and get your cards now, only $99 each. Would make a great Christmas gift. Don't wait, they will be gone, I believe, very quickly. Okay, so where are the two notes here where he actually qualifies his optimism? Extremely out of character for Donald Trump. Right here. First, but hopefully more exciting than baseball cards. Donald, you are offering people the chance to be on a Zoom call with you, or the chance at a meet and greet at the private Palm Beach resort, or the unforgettable private meeting with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Right. So, folks, these are like the pitches. This is done as a sweepstakes. And the idea here is that if you buy an NFT, you have a chance, essentially a raffle, at getting one of those benefits. But for Donald Trump to suggest that his trading cards will hopefully be much more exciting is very, very out of character. It is also very out of character for him to say they will be gone, I believe, very quickly. In my opinion, Donald Trump is actually not very optimistic about this. I think he's actually shaking his head at how ridiculous this is, and his credibility is getting hit for this. Because it's kind of like, I hate crypto, now I love crypto because I'm dropping my NFT collection. But in addition to that, it's worth noting that if you look at the fine print of this website, collecttrumpcards.com, entry request, blah, 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 over here. So, NFT International LLC, that's the company that puts this website together over here. And I'm in the way right now of you being able to see that corner there, so I'll just move myself temporarily right there. There we go. NFT International LLC is not owned, managed, or controlled by Donald Trump. So this is actually not a Donald Trump product. The Trump Organization, CIC Digital, or any respective principals, including Donald Trump. Instead, NFT International LLC uses Donald Trump's name, likeness, and image under a paid license from CIC Digital LLC, which license may be terminated or revoked according to its terms. So in other words, Donald Trump sold his name and likeness to an NFT company and probably got paid a minimum along with, I would guess, some kind of split. So for example, somebody may have gone up to Donald Trump and said something to the effect of, hey, we'll pay you 20 million bucks, and worst case scenario, you need to do 30 minutes on a Zoom call and shake a few hands at Mar-a-Lago. Don't worry, we'll get them there, we'll pay the flight or whatever, but you'll get 20 mil just for doing that and giving us a license to use your name. We'll do the art, we'll sell the NFTs, we'll do the website. All we really want you to do is let us license your name, do a quick little video, post on Truth Social, done. And there you go. Now Donald Trump has an NFT collection that I personally don't actually believe he really believes in. I kind of think Donald Trump's sold out here. I think he doesn't believe in crypto. Somebody waved some cash in front of his face. He's got an expensive campaign coming up. He's got a criminal lawsuit that the Trump organization just lost for tax fraud. He's got substantial civil lawsuits happening. He's in a situation where, you know what? May as well start an OnlyFans at this point, because obviously it's okay to sell yourself on things that you don't believe in just to make an extra buck. Now look, I personally have stopped all sponsors on this channel because I know I 100% always can trust my own product because I have control over it. Now, I've sponsored other programs on this platform before, and I do so because I believe they're good products. But after some of the recent debacles that have occurred where executives can just destroy a reputation of a company, you can't trust other companies. So, in my opinion, for Donald Trump to go from the level of, I've got so much wealth and crypto sucks, to now I have an NFT collection and it's my major announcement and they're just licensing my name, but yeah, you should go buy it and I believe it'll sell out and it'll hopefully be much more exciting. It just seems to me very doubtful that Donald Trump is actually very enthusiastic about the actual NFT project. Instead, it seems like Donald Trump is much more interested in taking that payout. Now, what else is fascinating is just 2 hours after the drop, which is getting a lot of criticism online, even from Republicans who are saying this is it. This is, peak Donald Trump is behind us. 2 hours after that, Donald Trump tried releasing a policy pitch for his presidential campaign outlining his goals for free speech. I think this is kind of a way to sort of bury the NFT project. It's like, now I'm announcing the NFT project. Okay, that launches an embarrassment. What do Republicans want to hear? Free speech. Release the free speech plan. So we have Restoring Free Speech Overview. Ban federal agencies from colluding to censor American citizens. Nobody wants that. Obviously, I mean, that kind of almost goes without saying. Ban taxpayer dollars from being used to label speech as mis or disinformation. This is kind of like the anti-Ministry of Truth argument that why does the Biden administration have, basically a truth department where they can coordinate with social media platforms and decide what is mis or disinformation. Facebook's involved in this. Twitter was involved in this with backdoors for these sort of organizations. Terrible. Fire every federal bureaucrat who has engaged in domestic censorship. Okay. Immediately send preservation letters to the Biden administration and big tech giants. This is a way of saying, hey, we want to be able to see what kind of censorship you have done in the past, so that way if we want to do a Facebook files, like a Twitter files leak, where we could see, interesting, politicians have been able to request that certain tweets have been deleted, and you all agreed to delete those. We want to maintain a long history of those, or an ability to investigate exactly what happened. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. Order the Department of Justice to investigate all parties involved in online censorship and prosecute any and all crimes identified. Sure. Revise Section 230 to drastically curtail big tech platforms' power to restrict lawful speech. Remember, Section 230 is essentially the difference between a platform and a publisher. A platform is a place where you go to speak freely and say whatever you want. If you say something illegal, you are liable, not the platform. A publisher is something like a newspaper where an editor decides what is posted and what is not posted. And in that case, the publisher takes liability. But because there are platforms like Twitter that sometimes censor things like hate speech, we know this has happened, they are kind of in this like blurry line. Well, what are they? Are they a publisher if they're censoring stuff and picking what's allowed to be posted and not? Isn't that kind of now becoming a publisher, but you're still a platform? And, we want platforms because we don't want to hurt free speech by getting rid of those companies. If they have too much liability, then what if potentially then they all disappear? So, yeah, a lot of issues around 230 in terms of exactly how to balance that. And it's obviously a big thing that Elon Musk over at Twitter is now trying to clean up. And of course, it's come with a lot of issues as well, including all of the Elon Jet drama. Although now Elon Musk has come up with a policy along with Twitter to suggest that there shall be no live tracking of people's locations. They could be like no real-time doxing of people's locations, right? Instead, it would be okay to post, let's say, flight tracking data after maybe a 24-hour reasonable delay. Stop federal funding for all nonprofits and academic programs engaged in censorship. Suspend federal dollars to any universities that have engaged in censorship support activities. Enact criminal penalties for bureaucrats who partner with private entities to violate your constitutional right. Now that's really interesting because generally if you work for the federal government, you are typically personally immune from prosecution. So let's say you work at the Biden administration's Ministry of Truth, you could in theory kind of go off and censor as much as you want without being penalized when you're violating other people's rights. I don't actually see that happening, but it makes a powerful statement. Impose a 7-year cooling off period before former Intel and national security officials can work with big tech platforms. Ooh, this is a slam of like people going from the FBI to then go work at Twitter, right? Pass a digital bill of rights, which would probably just be like memorializing some of what is posted here. Hey, look, you know what? That's not a terrible outline. I think it's probably more political yapping than reality. Some of the intentions there are good. I think there are a lot of revisions that need to be made to social media platforms. But honestly, I think that restoring free speech overview is just a political piece to try to bury this NFT embarrassment. My take.